Gap Incorporated is an American worldwide clothing and accessories retailer. There are three main brands under Gap Incorporated: Old Navy, Gap, and Banana Republic. Old Navy is generally considered the most low-end among them, primarily aimed at being value-based family apparels. Furthermore, the Gap is generally considered as the middle brand of the three, both in price points and in luxury. Banana Republic is the most high-end of the three, exhibiting sophisticated and fashionable characteristics. Nevertheless, Gap Incorporated's revenue has been dropping the past couple of years, and it seems like the creative directors at Gap Incorporated has not been able to ride on the right fashion waves and predict what would be trendy. Gap Incorporated's revenues have mostly been carried by Old Navy. Here is the CEO having a meeting with its Chief Information Officer and Chief Design Officer.
Hi. As we know, the revenue for Gap Incorporated have been dropping, and it is the company's mission to reconsider the current design strategy to offer more attractive products to our customer. The first agenda on this meeting is to hear both our CIO and CDO's opinion on whether we should prioritize on big data analysis, and further discussion includes to what extent we should rely on the big data decision. Without further ado, I would like to hear both of our chief officers' opinion before we reach our company's final strategy.
In my opinion, data analytics could significantly help us identifying the market's fashion trend and tell us exactly what the customer is looking for, rather than a single solution to boost revenue stream. Big data has way further impact on the company's production, distribution, and marketing sections. The purpose of big data is no longer limited in economic value but also competitive advantages and improved customer experience. By analyzing the high volume of data generated from our customer, we can create a digital image of each customer and make predictions or personalized marketing strategy that would significantly improve customers' shopping experience. Furthermore, the data can be used to redesign the product storage and shipping method. It may enable us to ship different style of cloth to different regions before the market reacts to our product, hence reduce the shortage or overflow in the warehouse.
I am aware of the benefits big data would bring to the brand, but this strategy of using big data would only ensure safety for the brand and would less likely allow the brand to become the market leader in the industry. In my opinion, big data can be regarded as risk-averse strategies and would only lead Gap to follow the historical trends that other brands created in the first place. Although it is undoubtedly less risky than what creative directors do, it would hardly allow us to grow as an innovative clothing store. On the other hand, creative directors would bring innovation and consequently new ideas to our items. A creative team would allow an out-of-the-box thinking, which is essential if the brand wants to create new trends and become leaders of the market instead of only being followers of the market. This way, Gap would be risk-takers and have the opportunity of being successful for its innovative design. The data collection and analysis may subject to the researcher's own opinion. It is also possible that ambiguous evidence is interpreted to support their existing position. Thus, the results may not be as reliable as we expected.
Thank you for all the brilliant ideas. I think I have made decisions of which strategy we're choosing for the next step. From a higher level decision point, my role is to ensure the business decision we make needs to be in line with the overall business strategy. The image we set for the three sub-brands are different. Gap and Old Navy mostly strive for the convenience to our customers. The fact that Old Navy are targeted for family shoppers and value-based apparel designs are relatively standardized. Gap is also a standardized and convenient brand, hence does not require much creativity or variation in design. So Gap and Old Navy can primarily be driven by data analytics since it has already proven to be effective. We will retain the creative director position for Banana Republic since Banana Republic is considered as a luxury brand and their products are expected to be more specialized and innovative, targeted towards formal wear and cleaner cuts with higher quality fabric. However, we expect the director to take the big data's results into consideration while making final decisions. Data analytics will allow us transforming towards a smarter business model, which will benefit us in future developments. Thank you for your time. I will have to move to the next order of business, which is my next appointment with my consultant. Hi, nice to meet you. I believe that you have some information about Amazon for me.
Yes, I do. In fact, I'm gonna start you off with some interesting statistics. Based on my research, a report by Morgan Stanley shows that Amazon is currently the second largest apparel retailer, after Walmart. Their apparel market share is projected to increase from 6.6% to 8.2% by the end of 2018 and have the biggest share of that market by 2020.
As expected, Amazon is growing at an exponential rate.
Yes, that's why they are at the top. There's more. According to Bobsled Marketing's analysis on Amazon's clothing category, the best performing products are those with household or cult brand names, or products which would be considered basics such as jeans and t-shirts. This perfectly fits Gap's business model, as your company emphasizes on simple and up-to-trend clothing, and everyone recognizes Gap when they hear the name. Gap can also take advantage of Amazon's innovations like the Prime Wardrobe and Echo Look. These features basically help the customers choose their clothing by pairing and allowing them to try them on hassle-free before purchasing, which seems to be working successfully. Many of Gap's competitors are riding this wave of this success, and I think that Gap is losing out by not participating.
How have we not partnered with Amazon yet? This sounds exactly like the gateway Gap needed. How about the contract? Is there anything that I need to know about that?
About the contracts, there are two ways that Gap can sell through Amazon, that is as a first-party seller or a third-party seller. For first-party contracts, Amazon will place purchase orders directly to your company and your account is managed through their Vendor Central platform. The problem with this is that the pricing, content, and inventory of your products will be controlled by Amazon. This makes adding and updating products very slow. For third-party sellers, Gap will be independently selling to Amazon's customers, which allows your company to manage your own inventory levels, add new products, and provide service to customers. With this contract, you will not be able to negotiate the selling terms, and Gap will need their own customer service involvement.
The third-party seller contract seems perfect for us. We want to increase our range by using Amazon as a distribution channel, but we do not want to lose our customer base. This contract will allow us to maintain direct communication with our customers while reaching out to more potential ones.
That sounds perfect. However, I have to warn you that there is a risk of third-party groups selling fake products on Amazon. These groups recreate brands with low-quality resources and sell them for the same price, which can bring down brands' names if customers are unaware of the original firm's products.
I'll keep that in mind. Thank you for your time.
We started off using system theory, which looks at the input, process, and output of a system to try and break down the differences between big data and a creative director. However, we couldn't really fit it into our argument, so we decided to change directions and look at the general pros and cons of big data and creative director towards the business as a whole. We have also decided to not include some economic theory like inferior and normal good, as it feels too educational, which does not fit in our board of director discussion-based video. PowerPoint slides were too basic for a video presentation, so we decided to use an animation instead. However, we were not too savvy with animation software and so faced a roadblock. By the power of the internet, we managed to find a website which had perfect animations that fit our criteria. When we were done with the video, we noticed that there was a big watermark spanned across the center of the video. The only way to remove it was to pay a subscription fee of $80 US, We decided then that we had no choice but to leave it in there and hope it would be not too big of a distraction. At the beginning, we had trouble arranging meeting times as everyone had clashes in available time slots. We also had difficulties locating some members. However, we split the jobs and got to work. Eventually, we got the whole team together and started working like a well-oiled machine. We managed to compile all information needed and complete the video really efficiently, grateful that it all worked out in the end.
So Sam, didn't want to do a presentation. Because not everyone can attend. This is like the perfect setup.